All right, so now I'm going to go to some of the things that I wanted to talk about as far as, going back to the eclipse a little bit. Now, many of you are aware of that I've mentioned that I have a cousin in Australia, and his YouTube name is called Charlie Horse, and he put out a video, and I actually mirrored on our channel, so if you haven't seen it, check it out. But he goes and he starts addressing, once again, many of the issues with the eclipse, how it's presented, how it's basically very, very deceitful and all that. But one of the things that he pointed out in this was this. But he didn't even point this out. He was just showing, okay, this is supposedly taken from EPIC, the Earth Polychromatic Imaging Camera, or whatever the acronym stands for. That's basically 1 million miles away from Earth, and it supposedly photographed the umbra, and you can see even a little bit of penumbra going over the top of the United States, right? Well, first of all, when you look at this, look at the size of this umbra. It was only supposed to be 70 miles wide, but this thing is almost as big as the entire continental United States. Now, if you want to say that's penumbra, you can say that, but the penumbra, at least that they're depicting here, is pretty clear because it gets into a much lighter, dark area, I guess. So I'm looking at that and going, wow, that's phony. And then it hit me. It's like, wait a minute, where's the moon? Where is the moon? How can you have an eclipse without a moon, and how can the moon not be in this frame when it's casting this kind of shadow? So, I mean, this absolutely blew me away. Did you catch this at all, Jaron?
Well, yeah, and I mean, the fundamental difference, again, between flat earthers and non-flat, that people actually think they live there. And then there's a lot of humanity that can recognize that they don't. But yeah, no, totally. I've always asked that question. And you can go back to any full moon. You never see the moon go behind the Earth, which would happen on a full moon. And from this point of view, yeah, I mean, if the moon was above where the camera is, where we're looking at it, wouldn't the shadow go past it? It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, no, there's nothing.
Not very logical.
Yeah, the sun would have to be literally way higher, right? And we know that's not right because the sun stays, between the two tropics, right? So I mean, this just makes no sense. And of course, we get this exact same image essentially several months ago when they had when the moon was supposedly transiting across it, right? So this is the exact same perspective, and yet somehow the moon is missing. And I'm sure that the ballers are going to have some ridiculous excuse for it. But I mean, there's so many other things wrong with this. It defies imagination. Once again, we're talking about a couple hours at least transit time here. And why aren't the clouds morphing? It's just so ridiculous. And again, these are the kind of things that people need to point out to people. These kind of mistakes are absolutely inexcusable. And NASA just doesn't care anymore because they know that, how many people are absolutely, brainwashed by this stuff. So anyway.
It's like the tornadoes or the hurricanes, they show them from the ISS and they just are sitting there. They're just cloud with like a little spiral in it. But they're not like whipping around. There's no, what is going on there? It's just hilarious.
Yeah, it is bad. So, yeah, I wanted to bring that one up because I thought that was pretty comical. And this, of course, is part of a series that we're going to be talking about. Again, damning NASA, among the gajillion other things that are going on. And like I said, this particular video is just one of them.